Hey there, welcome everybody to another episode of the RocketMSP Podcast. Today I'm pumped. Andrew, you're back. How's it going, man?
I'm back, man. Thanks for having me back. It's great. It's going good. How are you?
Absolutely. Well, I'm pumped because I get to play with your software.
Yeah,
So I say let's just dive right in. For any of you that don't know what HoneyCRM is, watch what was it, like a month ago or something like that? We did one
yeah.
where we just, you know, put it all out there. So go watch that after this, okay? If you are a little confused as to what Honey CRM is. Otherwise, we're just going to dive right in. So, here we are. Say hello to Honey. Hi,
Yeah,
Honey.
there you go. Yeah,
Is that
man.
what I'm
From
supposed to
there,
do?
yeah, whatever floats your boat, brother.
All right,
uh,
cool.
Whenever you want to create an account, so we would start with create a free account, and then from there, we're gonna set it up as if you were going in here and just getting a subscription to have like a pro account or something.
Yeah, so I gotta say, I already am impressed because you got the little CSS effect going on here with the whoosh, like
Yeah,
check it out. Yeah, like you have to click this. It does
yeah.
it
It
with
makes
all of
it
them.
more
That's
enticing, huh?
except I was gonna say except for login, but no, they all do it. That's great. So I'm gonna do that. I hit create free account right at the top right of the honeycrm.com website, and I'm just gonna type in my information. And can I just give you a fake phone number?
Yeah, you can. It's just there for like support reasons. We're not gonna like blow you up with text or anything. Don't worry.
Well, I just didn't want to give everyone my
Yeah,
phone number.
that's a good point. You might have a lot of people calling you a popular guy.
All right, so strong password. I'm gonna change that here shortly, but uh, what is your level of marketing experience?
Yeah, so these are
Casual.
some questions here that are going to be here just to kind of get a feel for the type of users overall, like just as a user base. And then what we do with this type of information is like we put it on like we like then go to our communities that are like on Facebook or on LinkedIn or anything like that, and we use it to create content that like most people would find useful. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So it always helps to take your time on this just to like, keep in mind that you might be seeing content on this if you're interested in it.
That's very good to know. Can I select multiple roles? No.
Nope, just one in that case. Excuse me.
I don't want to put the LLC. That's lame.
Yeah, I never put the
Okay.
LLC either, or I always think it looks cleaner just like that. Um, and then that should be. I think there's two more questions.
So it asks me how many employees, how many are specific to sales and marketing. What am I most interested in? And it only lets me pick one thing. So
Yeah.
there's sales automation,
Hmm.
data integration, which I suspect that would be with your PSA, marketing automation, visibility and reporting, and then the ready to use marketing and sales content.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm most interested in the marketing automation.
Hmm.
So let's see how that goes. Please check your email. All right, so I'm not going to show you guys my email, but I'm just going to pop into it real quick and hopefully find an email from Honey.
Yeah. Once you click confirm, you can just either go to that screen that it will take you to, or you can just click return to login and put in all your information.
Got it. So I don't have anything yet. But for all I know, this is one of those it's me, not you kind of. So do
Could
we
be.
know what email address it'll come from?
It'll be something probably either no reply or notifications at honeycrm.com. It's one of those two. If you don't see it in there, obviously always check your spam folder just to make sure that somehow it didn't get caught in there. Um, I know you run an MSP still, or do some of that stuff. All you guys got all this crazy stuff in front of your email to block anything you don't want, right?
Aha! It finally came.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks for signing up to Honey, Steve. As an added security measure, please verify your email by tapping the button below. We sent this email because you signed up for a Honey account with this email. All right, my email has been confirmed. I don't know about you guys.
Just log in.
But I'm excited. All right, so I'm in.
I'm excited too.
And I'm on the macOS Monterey beta, so this will be extra interesting with Safari.
You're on the what? Are you on the one with the M1 chip?
Well, yeah, but I'm on the beta for the next macOS, and it's not letting me log in.
Does it have the same password?
I mean, yeah, it typed in the password it generated for me.
I will tell you that Google Run is probably the best for running Honey. It does work on Safari. I use it on, because I have it up in different browsers just so I can be logged into different accounts. And I use it on Safari too, but I don't know if what you just mentioned has anything to do with that.
Well, and that's why I mentioned it, because I want to make sure that the people that are seeing my computer not working correctly are aware it's probably because I'm using the beta. So real quick, I'm gonna try logging in on Chrome, and it's still doing the exact same thing.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah. So what's happening is when I hit login, oh well, now it's just not filled in. But when I hit login, it just has those weird little, I don't know, bloops come up, and then it just goes back. Like, it's not telling me that there's a problem with my password.
It's not saying anything. Yeah.
But it's not telling me there's not either.
I'm gonna never seen this happen before. Timing is beautiful. Let me see on my side if it does the same thing. Yeah, man, I'm logging in.
That is weird. All right, so I'm going to make a new password.
Yeah, and we would be hearing about this all day if this was happening across the board, right? Because, people got to get into their accounts. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. You know what about the M1 chip really bothered me? It's the way that it works is great. Like, it's really fast. Like, it's crazy how efficient it is. It's a quiet computer. It doesn't even need a fan. It's crazy. But it's you can't have more than one monitor extended, which is so weird to me.
Yeah, and that's kind of a problem for my church. As you know, loserly as that sounds, we use this software. It's called Pro Presenter, and as of right now, we kind of use it across like 4 screens, maybe 5 screens. So if we are in the midst of getting a lease with Apple, and they're like, well, all you need are these 9 computers to do the exact same thing you could do with 2 right now. I'm like, you guys are kidding me, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is a stump, isn't it?
Yeah, so let me check and see. Maybe I've got some kind of like security extension. Nope, literally 0 security extensions on my Safari. The only thing active is the AnyList recipe importer. And
just to entertain this, I'm gonna look. I mean, I'm almost positive I'm not gonna see anything, but I gotta double check now and support to see if we have anything like that coming in, because obviously that would be a big thing we'd be hearing today.
Right. Well, and also, if you check the private chat, I just popped in my my password because
You want me to
what
try
are
on
you
your
gonna
end?
do? What are you gonna
Yeah.
do, Andrew? Steal my account?
Yeah. All your information that you've already put in
Yeah,
there.
all that information. I haven't entered any of it in yet.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I don't see any support tickets for that. That's weird. Let me try that real quick. Let me see
Sure.
if your password. Steve at RocketMSP.io. I really like the .ios. I always like it. Always looks clean. I don't know why.
I do and I don't.
Why?
Well, I like how like cool it sounds, but then everyone's
Yeah.
like, "What's your website? RocketMSP.com, right?" No, it's not.
Yeah. You're gonna get that if it's anything except.com, even if it's .net or something common like that. People just
Yeah,
default to that, don't they?
Rocket MSP is parked free, courtesy of GoDaddy.com.
.com is also
Yeah.
it's available.
No, it's not. It's not
Oh,
available. What they're suggesting is
there's always a price
Hosting
for it.
Robbery. Yeah,
How much
they're
is it?
suggesting I give them $130 for the privilege of using GoDaddy as a broker service.
Okay. That is weird. And whenever I'm trying to log into your account, it's not doing anything either. And I wonder if it has anything to do with your generated password. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go look at your new account that you just created, and I'm gonna delete you as a user.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna invite you again as a user, and then you just will go into the invitation. Let's see.
So you think that it might be the password that Safari generated for me?
Honestly, I have no clue. But that's the only thing I can think of right now. I just pasted your password in, and the other weird part is that it didn't look as long as the password that was generated to me. But I don't know. It wasn't giving me an error, and it normally does give you an error if you don't have the right login credentials, right? So we're just gonna start from scratch, and should do it. I'm sending it right now. All right, so I'm sending it.
And it requires an uppercase. You checked that off? Hold on a second. You already deleted my account, didn't you?
I deleted your email, yeah, and it's acting like.
Oh, it does have it has one uppercase letter. Like,
Yeah.
it technically checks off the box, but does it?
Yeah, does it? Well, isn't this just weird? Are you sure you haven't created an account with this email before? Do you have like an alias email that I can send you?
I'm positive I've never created one with that email. I looked through my emails. I've got a one that says "Welcome to Honey" from today, and I've got one from like 2019.
Do you have an alias email?
I don't. I mean, I can make one. You could always just put like a. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. If I recall correctly, how to create alias emails, Gmail, hashtag, I think.
Do you have a Outlook, just regular account? We can change your email later.
No, it's the plus sign. So make it Steve plus Honey at RocketMSP.io. I keep meaning to start utilizing that, and I haven't.
Oh, you already made another one?
No, Gmail has a built-in, I'll call it alias function, where all you have to do is add a plus sign and then whatever you want to call it, without having to go in and create aliases.
Got it. So, sorry about the hold up, man. I don't know what. This timing is terrible for whatever is happening.
While he does that, I'm going to try a thing.
Did you just make another one?
I did.
You did?
I did. I thought I'd try
just
something.
Another one pop up.
Are you still creating the invitation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to just do something else now because it's acting like the email's already been used at one point. So, unfortunately, support is the ones that usually, I wasn't expecting us to run into that.
Gotcha.
But support is usually the ones that takes care of that. This is what you call failure to launch, Steve.
Okay, so this is good. I'm getting, you know, you done messed up Aaron messages.
Oh yeah, you get a login message.
All right, so that's interesting.
Still not letting you in, huh?
Yeah, but I might have somehow managed to forget my password in that short amount of time. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this because this is ridiculous.
Crazy.
And I'm probably the one at fault here. Let's just be honest.
Never ever had this, and I'm not gonna fully put the blame on you, Steve. If you want to take it, go ahead. But this is just weird at this point to me, also, because now I'm getting an error even with the new email you just sent me. Just to be completely upfront with you, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to actually make this happen today. I hate that sounds terrible. I hate to say that because I've been looking forward to this for I don't know how long, and at this point, I'm just. Like the best thing I think to do is just reach out to support and see why it's doing that. I mean, it's just throwing me an error whenever I'm trying to send it to your new email, and I know you haven't used that one before.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Just going to fill that out with some completely false information because why not?
Yeah, I'm reaching out to support. Maybe kind of throwing a Hail Mary out there to see if it can get done. If something can be done on this side too, you know. at least in the time frame that we have.
It worked.
You're
I'm in. Guys, I'm in. It's a miracle.
Wow.
It's Andrew, it's a Christmas miracle.
I'm so relieved right now. I was just like, man, are we not gonna be able to make this happen today? Jeez.
So, I think the big difference, two things. One, for whatever reason, I think it does not like when Safari creates a password for me. So I would love if you could have your dev team just take a look at that and figure out what on earth is going on there.
Yeah, that was a big waste of time. Sorry to you and everyone else watching if that took up more time than you expected, man.
No, it's okay. But we're in, and now I'm not even in like the dashboard. I'm in a user guide. This is neat.
Yeah, so this is the first thing you'll see anytime you make an account, and it'll basically just walk you through everything. Like on the very right over there, you'll see some steps, and if you do all those steps, then you should be able to get ready to just go and start marketing. As long as you have a list and everything, you should be able to get going really fast. So there's that on the right, and then on the left, like in the bigger section, you'll see just a lot of guides like for like how to streamline your sales funnel on the other side, and then how to brand your whole account. Like if you wanted to brand the collateral too, if you wanted to brand your emails, and yeah, just a lot of good information here to just help you get started on like knowing the tools best and just kind of some best practices in general, like whenever it comes to just sales and email marketing.
Well, I'm going to start poking around and see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. So first, I'm going to do the thing that I, for whatever reason, always find to be most important before I do anything else. I want to put my logo and branding in here. So
yes, for sure.
I'm going to pop in that.
And then
pop in that.
Exactly, right there. Looks good. And then the button color, it doesn't look too bad in orange, but it kind of like the contrast is kind of weird with the second section.
That's going to be this other color.
Boom. There you go.
That way it works both.
Yeah, that was good. And then your logo.
If I should switch those though.
I like it the other way you had it, in my opinion. That does look clean. You know what? When you change the buttons, it made me change my mind because that looks really clean with the buttons like that, and the two blues. Yeah, I like that. And then your contact information will go below, and yeah, your logo. You just upload it at the very top.
Yeah, that's important. So right now, you guys don't see it, but a thing popped up, and I'm just picking my logo here. Logo. I need the color logo. So I always try to upload an SVG just because I like things that are vector formats instead of not vector formats. So I would love if you guys would give us that ability to upload an SVG.
Right. It's good. I would say to put a logo in that's a little bit smaller. Like it tells you the recommended size right there, but you can always update that later, right? Just for like example.
Yeah, I'll update that later because right now I don't have one that tiny.
Right. Some people have their logos like that, but they just recommend like the 200 by 200 so that it looks cleaner, it doesn't take up too much space. And also emails always look at like image to text ratio, email servers and spam filters, I should say.
What was that last thing?
Oh, so whenever you have anything, like for example, your logos looks big right there. I know you're going to change it later, but always keep in mind that the email servers, spam filters always consider a photo and image to text ratio, and if it's off, there's like too many images, so throw up the spam filter or spam trigger, I should say. Yeah, we see people do that a lot because some people like it that way, like just have their logo just really big on top, but then they run into that sometimes,
I never would have thought of that. Hey, I found one.
There you go.
That works-ish.
Yeah, that works-ish. Then you could make it, if you don't want to make that transparent, you could always make the background white, and then like maybe you can make the sections at the very top and the bottom like a really light gray. I think that would look good along with it, unless you have another secondary color you use. Some people like it like that too because it just blends in to the background. But
yeah, like I said, I'll play with this more later. But I think for right now, this looks pretty dang good. So did this auto? Oh no, there is a save down here. I almost didn't click anything because I didn't see something up here. So, and then when I scrolled down, I only made it to like here. So I almost didn't scroll more. All right, so that is done. So
let's go over to customizations for one more thing. So go back to your account settings, and this is just going to be important for whenever we look at all your collateral, besides your emails, and branding. So click on branding one more time, and then where it says collaterals, you do the same thing. So you would set up the same thing there.
Now hold on though. So this makes sense. I understand what we're doing. But if I go back here, if I were doing this on my own, I would not have done that yet.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to set it up, and it's not for every account because some people don't have the collateral right. So the emails is always, you got to have that. But if you scroll down right there where it says brand your account,
I do see it right here.
Right, and the two sections above that it says learn more, brand your account. That's where it would tell you, to make sure you do the collateral piece too.
Got it. So I would go through this list right here because I feel like these are all of the most important things. So invite. I don't have a team, but I want you to go away. Check. Let me check this manually. Set up email authentication. DCAM or something like that.
Will you go to where it says company real quick, right before you do that, so that I can make sure that your account, since there's a few different ones called RocketMSP now, I want to look at the right 2150. Okay. So now I'm going to unlock that account so you can have everything.
Oh. Who's Erica? Does she actually work there?
Yeah, Erica works here. She's the head of support. That is Erica.
So the person in this video is Erica? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
she's
I
head of
noticed
support.
this, so I just didn't know if they were the same people. All right, so 2150. That's the magic number, guys. All right, so
2150.
Where was I? Email. It wanted me to set up my email, I think. Domain authentication.
Yeah, so that one you'll go to wherever you manage your domain, like GoDaddy or something, Yep. And that one, you can set it up this time if you want, if you think we'll get to the point where we are sending out emails today. I definitely think we can, but it's just, I didn't know if you were going to keep this going for the full 2 hours or what we're going to do today.
I lost the first 20 minutes because I didn't know any better, but I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm going to see how far I can go, that's for sure.
Right.
So I'm going to set up dash.cloudflare. I'm going to get logged into my Cloudflare. So because you don't use the new Safari yet, so you don't know, but they have essentially added they made the password manager a little more robust, and then they also made it so that way it now does 2FA for you.
Oh. Do you use that for pretty much all your passwords, or you always use LastPass?
I was using LastPass for a while, and then I recently switched to MyKey just to give it a try. And now I am testing out the stuff built right into Safari.
Nice. How did you? I didn't even know you could do that. Test something out before they released it like that.
Yeah, I have a developer account with Apple, so I install the betas most of the time because I'm impatient and I like to play with new toys.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it makes it so that like when it actually comes out, it's not exciting to me because I've already had it for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
But it's, now is the exciting part for me instead of when it's exciting for everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, I can see you like doing that. You do that with, looks like with Honey, with other softwares, the open box thing, just testing it out, seeing it like while, it's in beta even, huh? I think you even tried Honey like back in the day. I remember whenever you were more on the MSP side, I remember we talked a little bit and like right when Honey started and, you were trying it out then too, so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There's that. And then one last one. Alright, so those are added. And success.
Yeah, it's that quick. It's that easy to set up. You'd be surprised. Sometimes it takes people like 30 minutes to set that thing up. You just gotta know where to go. So there's another thing. You can exit out of that. There's another thing called link branding that is set up there as well. We don't have to have that one to start sending emails. So, you don't have to set that one up today, but it's there so that, I don't know if you're familiar with what link branding is, but essentially it takes a link that, like the tracking engine would use, which is like, for example, SendGrid in this case, right? So instead of having a SendGrid link that is tracking, it would brand that link and mask it with one of your links, which like it would say something.rocketmsp.io rather than have the other link, which just helps with overall like inbox placement because it just is looked at as another layer of authentication by email servers. So that always helps to set up, especially with really strict like email servers like Gmail and stuff like, it helps.
Got it. Now, is there a way for me to get to this user guide again in the future?
Yeah, if you click on your profile icon, which is right below that, you click the user guide and you'll be able to get back to that. Yeah.
All right. Now,
so
how do I get to the link? I'm sorry, the domain setup.
Go to email auth.
There it is.
Authentication. Okay. That's what I was talking about with link branding being.
I like that. So I'll have to figure out which of my domains I want to use for that because that I like doing that. I like using my own links.
For sure.
All right. So if I look at billing, it says my current plan is Pro, and that's the big bad one right here.
That's right. It's the one with all the automation, all the content.
So then the next thing I want to do is I want to just double check the user guide. I don't have a list ready yet. I should have. That would have been smart. But what I can do in lieu of that is I want to just add a couple people. And I feel like I would do that using the contacts section here.
Yep.
Ooh,
so if you just want to put them in, by a few people, you just mean like a handful, or do you like have like 10 or 15 people or something like that?
I know this one guy. His name's Andrew.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that guy. It's all right.
Scrub.
So what that's going to do whenever you have things linked, like I don't have my email linked to my LinkedIn account or any social accounts for my work email. But whenever you have that linked to your work email, it's going to scrub the internet. So it's going to scrub things like Facebook accounts, LinkedIn accounts, Twitter accounts, excuse me, and Google accounts. And from that, you're going to be able to pull more information, like something like phone numbers or addresses, or even employee sizes. Like if you can find information like for a company, that you're using. So, yeah.
Well, let's see what kind of information people can scrub from me. None?
Do you use that on LinkedIn?
I thought I did.
I can show you a good example if you want to see what it's like when it does it. Just like somebody that works here, you can use it for them.
There it is.
There you go. So it would pull up a picture of you. It would pull up sometimes, like in this case, LinkedIn profiles. Like I said, sometimes Twitter profiles, Facebook profiles. Those are harder to come by because I don't think a lot of people use their work emails for those type of things. Like LinkedIn, very commonly they do, right? Especially executive type people and stuff. So when you save that, there you go. And then if you also put in a domain.
Yeah,
like
I did. So here, I'll rescrub that, and I'll say I need to add a company,
and put in,
and I'll add this domain.
There you go.
I guess I'm a prospect. Oh, that is an old address.
Is that on there still on your website or what?
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where it actually pulls that one from. Is that one on your LinkedIn? It goes all over the place to try to find info for a company.
I don't even know anymore. It didn't pull a last name for me,
which is odd.
And interestingly enough, it pulled this URL. Excuse me. So if you look, it pulled this as my LinkedIn URL. And when you go there, it said this profile is not available. So
yeah,
it's actually Steve Taylor IT.
So that probably was the domain that you had whenever you first created your LinkedIn at one point, not domain, URL that you had. How this works is there's an engine that is like it uses. It's not like it's able to actually go to each website and scrub each website, because they don't allow that type of stuff. So what we do is we use an engine that is constantly gathering this type of information. And especially for like high level executive C-level type people, right? And they're able to tie it back to this. Like they probably, I imagine, use other type of software too to get their information. But yeah, that's how we are able to gather stuff like this. So it might be that they have an old URL for you,
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got a contact, and then let's see, who else would I like to bother? Let's do Dave at MSP Radio dot. Is it com or net? I think it's .com. do you keep doing this to me?
Yeah, I found that one.
I don't care about any of that info. And we'll call him Dave Sobel. And I don't know that I care about any of that
MSP
other
Radio. You guys do podcasts and stuff together?
He has a podcast. I have a podcast. Sometimes our podcasts connect and become a super podcast.
I haven't heard of that one.
I would be shocked if you didn't know Dave Sobel.
Well, be shocked.
Dave used to be with SolarWinds.
Oh, got it.
And now he is not. Oh, it says I have 5 employees too. This is gold.
That's awesome. Is that what you have on LinkedIn? Like 0 to 10? I think it gives you like right in the middle, whatever number is from LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just like averages out a number for you.
That is hilarious. All right, so who else can I add in here? I'll add you, even though.
Use another one of my emails that I think I might have used this email. It's still linked. It's for our old agency. My Try Digital email.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird that it's not pulling for Honey. I wonder if it's because. Nah, it can't be because of the caps.
I think I put those in the correct order. Crespo Roman. Okay.
Yes, sir. And then we could always bug Bill. We could bug my CXO. Our CXO and our CTO, Bill at HoneyCRM.com. I don't know if he uses his email for LinkedIn or anything, or if he's even on LinkedIn, but we could always send him emails. He's going to be on the next one, by the way, right? So
yep.
I'm excited for him to be on for all those super technical questions that you're going to have. Let's bug Adrian. Put in Adrian at Try Digital Marketing. I believe he used that email for his LinkedIn.
Is it ADRIAN?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it right.
See, that one
was
looks
able to pull
good.
him. Yeah, that one looks good. And then
I forgot
the other day, I was just messing with random like people's names like that you would just everyone would know, like Elon Musk or something like that.
Yeah.
And I forgot what variation I put in for Elon Musk, but I was able to find like it found his LinkedIn profile and stuff. So yeah, I was like, I should probably not email him, but I wanted to. I was tempted.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes I'll use this to verify too, right? Like if I see like if I have say the CEO's email, but I also want to get like the COO's email, then you can usually type in a variation of whatever they have. A lot of times it's the same way written for everyone in the company, right? And this is a good way to sometimes verify that, because if it finds information tied to it, then you know that it's the email that's used. So.
So am I able to change my activity types?
You're able to, as far as change your activity types for tasking. Yeah, I mean, those are your options right there. Meetings and emails and stuff too. And I'll show you this in a second as part of one of the integrations. But there's something called journaling in Honey. If you use other platforms, you may be familiar with what email journaling is, but the way that we utilize it is so that we can take anyone's information that you want to be in Honey, like as far as like communication with a prospect goes. If you want to be able to like log customer stuff too, or anything else like that, You can also log things like email replies, follow-up emails. You can log meetings and stuff like that. So a lot of your tasks and stuff can also be automated, like, from anywhere that you're like you're at, really. You can just send it out from your phone. You can send it out from your desktop Outlook app, and it'll log all of those emails automatically.
So how can I set it up with like my Gmail?
No, well, you would have to use an account that lets you do email journaling. So what do you use for your emails? Office or G Suite? What do you use?
G Suite.
G Suite. So yeah, you would set it up with that too. It's a little bit different of a setup than with Office. There's an instruction manual in the training section to set that up, and I think it would be probably better to set up maybe on one, like the second or third one, once you actually start doing sales follow-ups, because right now you're not really doing that portion, right? But yeah, that's how you do it. Do you have G Suite Business or yes. I think it's called Executive? Okay.
I'm on.
So
I don't know.
I believe, or not Executive, Enterprise. So G Suite doesn't, like, it's like a feature you have to kind of like buy for it as an upgrade for G Suite to be able to do journaling. They make you have Enterprise before you can do email journaling. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think it's like $15 more a month than like Google Business, but yeah.
Now I'm just genuinely curious, and I bet the journaling is included with basically any plan on Microsoft 365, huh?
Yeah, just any one of them, right?
So,
but like I said, it's not too much more of a cost. You're on Business Standard, yeah. It says contact sales for pricing on Enterprise. The last time I checked, I remember it being like, I think $15 more for that. But yeah, if you're interested in doing that part, then go ahead. But I know that ultimately you're not doing this to really do your marketing, right? You're testing this out. So I don't want you to incur another cost just for that. It's a good example to show, though, like what the email journaling does.
It would be interesting for me to see if, for whatever reason, maybe they actually include this in standard now or something, because they did completely rework everything. It's now Google Workspace. So
yeah.
All right. All right. So I've added some contacts, and I see if I hit quick add here. This seems cool. So
yeah,
I feel like I want to make a list.
That's exactly what I was about to tell you to do. Yeah.
And the list I want to make, I'm going to call this past guests.
So with those two options, you like, typically if you have an Excel file like that, say that you already uploaded one time, and you just happen to add maybe 50 more contacts to that file that you now want to upload into Honey. So what you can do is you can just say update the existing CRM contact. So that way you're not that way, like if there's any new information for even existing contacts that are in there on that file, it'll update those fields. And if not, it'll leave all those fields alone with the top option up top. Does that make sense?
It does. So, basically it's just checking the box for the contact, and it's not changing whatever's in Honey. So if I've got old information in that spreadsheet that I uploaded, then it's okay. I don't have to worry about it. Or if I've got newer information, then I check this box. Now, this here, my assumption is these are people that have already worked with me in the past, and I just want to kind of get in front of them again. So I would not want to check this box.
So yeah, if it's like you would already consider them a client or something, then yeah, I wouldn't check that box because they would not be considered a lead. And whenever you create a lead list, that means that whenever Honey sees activity for that contact, it's going to put them in the section where all your leads are. And then if it's not checked off as a lead list, like say you have a customer list, then it's not going to put in where your leads are. It's just going to leave them in the list, but it's still going to track all their activity. just so that they
Got
don't
it.
mix together.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, so I'll hit next. Um, I don't really want to upload anything.
You
I
don't
just
have to.
want
You can just click cancel at that point. Just give you the option to upload. It's already saved. And then you
to.
can
Also, I gotta
select
go
all
to
those
list.
contacts. Yeah, actually, I would refresh that page, and then I would just select all those contacts and just move and add them to that list. Not move them to the list, but add them. If you ever have a list that you want to move contacts from, you can move them. But if you want to select all of them at one time, you can select the check or the box
Y-
up top.
Yeah, I would have, but I didn't want to add everyone. That seems like it would have been annoying for Bill and Adrian.
Yeah, yeah, but just letting you know that that option's there.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so
And
I've added you and Dave. Although I shouldn't have added Dave, I should have added me. I bet if I go to lists and then go to this, can I remove from list?
yeah, you can move them to another list. So you can, if you wanted to remove him from the list, you would just go to his profile, or you would just hover over him and click edit. You could
Yeah.
even edit it from right there, and you could remove him from the list in that way. Um, or you could move him to another list because I imagine you do want to have him in some type of list to categorize him as a contact. But if you don't want to have him on anything, then you would just remove all lists.
For right now, I'm gonna remove poor Dave from this list.
Okay. So yeah, right there, you can the fourth icon. You can click for edit, and then you can have the same type of view you just had on the other screen, and click the X right
Nice.
next to it. It says past guests.
Okay. So right now I can email. It'll just be me and you. And in fact, can I change the name of this list?
Yeah, yeah. You just see where all your lists are, and then you just hover over that to edit it.
All right.
Whoa.
So so now from here,
Sorry, Steve. My headphones just died on me. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can. All right. So now from here, I want to look at sales just to see what it does. Um, leads, sales, opportunities. Okay. So I'm nowhere near that yet. But now let's look at automation, just because I like to play around. It's suggesting I upgrade to Pro, which is hilarious because if I go in here and I look at billing, I'm Pro.
Yeah, let me see if I accidentally clicked on the wrong one. Maybe it's like
Oh, I just figured I needed to like log out and back in.
you might need to. Let me see. Check on my side just to make sure.
Yeah, I see it now. Marketing collateral here. All right, so
Okay, cool.
included with subscription,
Yeah.
and then shared collateral and my collateral. So I think my assumption would be shared collateral would be maybe some other IT company has shared something with me.
So most likely not another IT company, but a vendor or a marketing company that you work with. So Honey works with. By the way, that deal with Ingram, y'all might be the first to be hearing this, but the deal with Ingram is now done. That was what I was telling you about the last time that I couldn't tell you what was in the works. But Ingram Micro has a partnership with us. They've been doing a pilot program for about a year, and now they just we just think the deal and everything to do this as a long-term partnership to where vendors are actually sharing content for their partners through Honey now. So you'll be able to see once everything's all worked out. It takes a while with Ingram because it's a huge company. You gotta go through a lot of legal things. But you'll be able to have content for a lot of the vendors that you work with. And if you work with some marketing companies like Pronto or Marketopia that we've done partnerships with, then they can share content into your account through there.
Dude, that's amazing.
We're really excited about that part for sure. This is all videos, all of these, and they're all in MP4 form, just to where you could take them and edit them and just make them your own if you want. If you are part of the pro program, we actually, our creative team will actually take 12 videos and make unique links for them for you, as well as add them to landing pages so that all your branding is attached to it.
Nice.
And yeah, that's part of like another thing that's part of it is landing pages. It's part of the pro program. So this one right here, clear with subscription, and will you actually go back so I can show you some already done examples of this? Hit download and then go there. So I must not put you on the right thing because. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead and refresh that. There you go. So this is all ebooks, white papers, things like that. And if you wanted to take one of these and make them your own or have the branding applied and everything, it'll automate all that stuff for you. So you can, where it says options, click on just one that piques your interest, add to my builds, and then now it's going to go to your builds. Go there, and then click options on that. And let's click edit. So this way, you could go in and, like I said, you could render it to where it automatically applies everything for you, like your branding colors and logo and your contact information. But if you wanted to just change anything, or like, maybe add in some like logos from some vendors that you're working with or something, or change some copy or some stuff like that, you can do that here. It's like it's PDF editor.
This is amazing.
Glad you like it.
All right,
you can zoom into because it's kind of like hard to see. I don't know. It's hard to see for the people watching the other end, but the zoom button is right there. Yeah, you can do that too. I think at like 50% is pretty good. That's perfect.
All right, so right now it's mad at me because I don't know reasons, but I want to update my company logo here, and I bet it's because I never set it up in the collateral stuff.
Right. So once you do that, it'll automatically do that.
Yeah, so if I come in here and go back to customize and branding, collaterals. Alright. So now, I always get these confused, and this is going to sound real dumb. When I'm looking at dark logo, that is looking for a dark logo on a light background, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
If you don't have two versions, just upload both of them. Just upload to the same one. Because I forget which one it automatically pulls from. I think usually the dark logo. Will you hover over like where it shows like the PDF to the left?
What would you like me to do?
Yes. You see where the arrow pops up right there? Let me hover over that. Will you click that? Yeah, okay, so it applied your logo right there. So you can add the light logo if you want to be on a dark background, but I don't imagine you're going to do that. And I think maybe you tried to, what happened is you tried to upload that SVG again or something.
Yeah, I thought I'd try and trick it.
No. I like that one. It's a good version of the logo. Okay, that's the live version.
Primary accent and secondary. Body text.
Is there a particular one you use?
would use Poppins if you had it. Or I would use DM Sans if you had it. Then I would use Poppins. Then I would use Source Sans Pro out of frustration.
That's the last option, huh?
Yeah.
Link color, that should stay good like that. The heading, I think you should make your headings, I think the orange would go really good for all your headings. Because like your main color is going to be all over the place, right? So the orange would be a nice accent color to have. Or the light blue, I think if that's what you apply. Should be good too.
See me, I'm a color snob. No,
Yeah, it looks like you got a good eye for it. I'm not quite so good. Usually what will happen whenever you create an account is our designers will help you set up like a good color scheme, with your logos. With your text colors. I kind of like that one, the greenish bluish one. It's good.
I don't like either of them.
You don't want the for your heading. For your heading, I think, like I said, the orange would go good. You don't want to use that.
I think that's good enough. I'll be honest. Usually I just do like shades of gray for most of the text.
Yeah, you could always see what it looks like. You can make changes if you need to, right? I think typically when you keep all the headings one color, it looks better to me. But yeah, you can always change it if it doesn't end up looking good. And then button color, got your orange. Yeah. And then you put in all this detail. I like that. 4 or something.
I think that looks good.
Yeah, looks good. Now let's save and go back. And now we can go to your marketing collateral again. So now what you'll have to do is since that wasn't in there before, go back to put a collateral builder. Which is the second option in the white menu to the left.
That's where we were.
And let's actually delete that one because you'll have to re-render it from the included with description since it didn't have the automation built into it yet.
Got it.
And now, yeah, you'll see they're already starting to apply that stuff. It's already starting to render. And then add to my builds. And just options and edit is where we were before. There you go.
See, now that looks pretty darn sharp.
Yeah, looks good. Personally, I think it's just a preference thing, but I really like the versions that have graphics, like real people, like photos of real people, versus illustrations. But that also depends on like the type of branding that you do overall, right? So, you can undo it if you need to, but there you go.
That looks funny.
Yeah, I don't know what changing over you did something there.
So the only thing I'm doing is I'm clicking on one of these, or I'm not.
So you see at the bottom where it's showing that at the left, where it's showing like page 1, page 2, or whatever. If you scroll to like, if you ever run into anything like that, whenever like, because I think what happened is you moved something and then it like kind of threw out of whack. But if you ever wanted to go in and edit any of those layers, you could, or you could also put one layer on top of the other layer. So yeah. There you go. And it does that. Okay, so I see that it's like covering the text one does that too.
And now, like, if I try and scroll down, it makes me go back to that page.
Are you scrolling down right now? It's just making you go back to that page over and over again. It's another person. Love it.
Now, is there an undo?
Yeah, I thought there was. What's that? Will you click the? I think it kind of looks like a circle with 2 arrows. Yeah. Yeah, it looks even weirder than it did before. Now I know you just changed the layout of it to a different landscape, so that made it. I was wondering what that was. I was like, hold on, something else is wrong now. So okay, so whenever you click outside of that, it's doing that, and
So
it really
makes
doesn't
me wonder if I download this, does it look messed up? That's the important part.
Mm-hmm. It's also important for it to function correctly. So.
Well, there's that, but
yeah. We could also try. We could also try with like a white paper too. It's a little bit shorter. It doesn't take as long to render. So.
Oh, is that it's rendering right now?
Right. Yeah, it's rendering.
Okay.
It's just long ebook,
And is it rendering on my computer or on your server?
You click download, so it's gonna download it and then it's gonna render it and then pop it up on your browser. If you want it to go to ours, then you would just click post to collaterals, and then that would go through your library inside of Honey. Then, of course, from there you would always have the option to edit that from that point.
Got it. All right. I'm just gonna go back because.
Yeah, usually you're gonna have to wait for it to render all the way. Like if you want to actually see it, but what I would do in this case while you're letting it render is just open up another tab for Honey, and then you can just do that.
Too late.
There you go.
All right. So earlier I made a meeting, um, and I put you and I in a meeting. What did that do, and where?
So you set up a task, right? I believe that's what you did. So if you go to the left, you have that one, the sixth icon down. And then if you want to see your task, then just go to where it says select type. You want to see your meetings. Did you save it?
I thought I did.
So let's go over to, so you actually logged an activity. I'm sorry. I thought you did a task. So you logged an activity saying that we did take part in the meeting.
Got it.
Right. So that's there. And then if you click that plus button, like right next to where it shows my name, in the activity section, like where it says July 2021, it'll show like the details you put in there. This is what I was talking about whenever it comes to journaling. You can automatically have a journal a meeting, and that meeting will have all the details, like the link that you use for the meeting or the location or whatever the case was. And it'll have like other participants, like if there's other people on your team that were part of that meeting, it'll log that as well. It'll recognize that.
I recommend seeing if one of your headphones is charged enough, because you definitely sounded better then. And me, I'm using those Beats Studio Buds, and I only have this one in, and then I usually am able to get a whole meeting out of it, but I'll switch if I need to mid-meeting.
It's actually a really good idea, because then you have double the time if you just only use one headphone,
Mm-hmm.
to do that. So yeah, it's because you exit out of that whole thing, that PDF.
Yeah.
But yeah, this as far as like the other things you would do to like set up, like if this was your first time when you were getting ready to use it, you would be doing some of the things that you just did today, like getting your content library ready to go, things like that. Getting your authentications set up, getting your email journaling set up if that's something that you want to have be part of this. And I think as far as like emails go, we could start that on that today too. And
Yeah.
'cause there's a bunch of email templates that I still haven't shown you.
Oh, trust me. I like when I sign up for something, I just like to look around and see what I can figure out. So, I'm going to set up analytics on my website. Oh, it uses Google Analytics.
Mm-hmm. That's the Google Analytics integration. Yeah. It's free though. Set up if you want that.
Yeah, I use a different one because I don't know reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Google Analytics is great, but it's also kind of hard to do just because everything's blending together.
All right. So, Erica, you seem really nice, but you're a little much. Can we break up?
You just got to keep hitting that X. We'll get the idea eventually.
All right. So this is one of your forms. I can tell because it says form with your font and a big honeycomb.
So what you would do with that, I imagine you have like a contact us form on your website or something, possibly.
Right.
You could just take the script, just copy and paste it over, and you can use that so that you can capture information. And by that I mean it'll come straight into Honey.
So I'm going to do that one right now.
Okay.
to remember how to add that. Can you tell I just signed up for this thing? With these numbers being stupid low. It's like embarrassing to me. Like,
you pointed out. I wouldn't even notice if you didn't point it out.
it's a grower, not a shower. All right. Before I get myself in any more trouble. CSS. So there's nothing in here for me to add an analytical code. Is it in here?
Do you have a form on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is one that typically, if you need help setting up, I got to get the technical team help with. That one goes just over my head. I don't know how to do any of this form integrating or coding stuff or anything like that. Sounds simple, like you just copy and paste it over, but it's not that simple.
Okay.
It's easy if you know what you're doing with web stuff for sure.
The w.honey settings section. Oh. So it legit just wants me to put it on the specific page that's going to have a form.
Right.
Okay. That changes things.
Do you already have that page?
Oh, I've got multiple pages with multiple forms.
Okay, yeah. So we go. I believe you just paste at the bottom the script or the script that you have for the form.
I wonder if there's a section for HTML in here.
What's this platform called?
This is Kajabi.
Good job.
So most people in their right mind would be using something like WordPress or Webflow or something like that.
Is this how old is Kajabi? I mean, forgive me, I'm ignorant when it comes to knowing all the platforms out there for that, but
I mean, it's been around a minute.
man, I did get COVID tested today though, so
Yeah.
I don't know I don't have COVID for sure. I think I told you that before we even got on live, but yeah, forgive me everyone if I'm making all sorts of throat clearing noises and coughing. I'm a little under the weather today.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your forgiveness.
All right. So I think I will have to play with this thing later. I'm gonna try doing this real quick. So in the settings, my client ID, it wants the web URL. And it wants to know the form. So I'm going to open up a new tab. Get it now. Inspect element.
I'm just reading this from Mr. Rankin. That's good to know.
So I
That comment about
think,
Gino.
oh, did I miss that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it went out on me for a second. You hear me?
Yep. I brought you
Cool.
back.
Okay, cool.
So interestingly enough, this form doesn't have a class.
A class.
My form does not have a class.
Hmm.
So it's another one of those it's not you, it's me kind of situations.
I'm not sure what you mean by a class. Like I said, usually I have to get the support technical team to help with this type of stuff whenever somebody needs it set up. But I've never seen it to where there's not a way to set it up. So I'm sure there's some type of workaround if you're running into something right now.
Yeah, it might be one of those where it's just a little bit beyond what I'm used to doing.
Did you develop the website yourself?
I mean, sort of.
Kind of here and there. The reason I ask is just because I don't know if you're a web developer, and I've been told that for web developers this is an easy thing to do, but if you're not a web developer, you kind of you got to know what you're doing. In other words, that's why this is one of the ones that I was pulling the technical team for.
So the thing that is confusing me about the form is when I look at so that's a div. There's a form group, but there's not an actual Alright, maybe it's this one here, the pop underscore. This is all very interesting.
This looks like Chinese to me, all of it.
I don't know. I'm going to hit save and see what happens. It's either going to work or it's not. And either way, I will stop doing anything with this one after I try something. So I'm on my website. I refreshed it. I'm getting to that form. And I'm going to sign up for this as Bruce Wayne. And my email is batman@wayneenterprises.io.
I love that. And you know who else would really approve is our CEO. He's like obsessed with Batman. He loves Batman. He's actually used to be a comic book artist, and he always is drawing really, really good drawings of Batman. They're all over his office.
Huh.
You've met Giovanni before, right?
I think. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
The
it didn't
MSP
work.
world is a small world. Yeah, we'll get. So I know we're doing. This is going to be a whole series. So what we can do is we can plan ahead, knowing that this is something you want to take care of in one of the episodes, and we can pull the technical team in here to help you out with that. And do you have anyone that manages your website that would be familiar with all the ins and outs of this platform that you're using, or is it just
You're
all
looking
you?
at them.
You okay? So then it would be you and the technical team. I was gonna say you can get your web developer on or something, or whoever helps you with that. But I'll get the technical team to speak with you, and we can have them. Sure, we can have them live during one of these episodes.
Now that sounds like a good time.
Oh, it will be. And you're really gonna like Bill too whenever he comes on next week. I'm sure like outside of just the technical stuff, it's gonna have some really cool insights as to just how honey was even brought up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't like my reCAPTCHA. It told me to fill it out, and it wasn't there, but it's there. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, Andrew, I think my brain is starting to hurt, but here's the deal. We are getting together again next week.
Right. Next
We're getting
Thursday.
together on Thursday the 15th. So,
Right.
when we get together, I will have played with honey for an entire week. I'm literally going to start using it. Like when we sign off, I'm gonna keep setting things up and using it. And then next week, what I'd like to do with you is we're gonna kind of sit down. I'm gonna do some show and tell with like, here's everything that I learned and set up, and I think I screwed this up and I couldn't figure this out and whatever else. And then I'm also going to have some questions. I think next week we're going to meet with Bill too, right?
Yeah, next week. Next week it is.
So next week I'll have some questions when it comes to security and that kind of stuff, just so that way we're all on the same page.
Okay, sounds good, man. Well, I really appreciate your patience today, brother. You know, that first 20 minutes was a little rough, huh?
Yeah, these things happen. I still blame myself. But this was good, and for those of you watching live, thanks for sticking it out with us. And for those of you watching this later, thanks for sticking it out with us. And we'll see you all on Thursday next week when we get back together.
Looking forward to it, man.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew. We will all talk soon.
Bye, Steve. Always a good time, man. Have a good one.
Take care.